What's up, internet world? We are back for another segment, 7 Days of Wisdom, episode 16. Technically, on the East Coast, it's Monday, 1:50 a.m., but on the West Coast, it's still Sunday, so I'll leave that up to y'all. But I know I'm pretty late, super late on this one. But regardless, we have a lot of insightful things to share today. We will be discussing how time tells the truth, the importance of paying attention to details, and then lastly, tapping into resources. All right? So let's get this thing started. What's today's date again? Well, February 22nd. Depending on where you are, it's still Sunday, February 21st, 2016. So, time tells the truth. Earlier this week, I was watching, of course, another Tai Lopez video. I just can't get enough. It's just too much to learn, too much value. So why not? Why not invest my time in a great education, right? So, patience, time, telling the truth. A lot of people in my life have always told me, Aquaus, you're a pretty patient dude. Or always ask me, Aquaus, how are you so patient? And I never really had a direct answer. You know, it's just, I was born patient. I've always been, I can't say I was born patient, but I've always had a very humble, mild, mellow, mild-tempered, mellow demeanor about me. And I've always been patient. I mean, I've never really been in a rush, you know. We live a life where we can either choose to be patient or choose to be impatient and in a rush all the time. I choose to be patient. And when I was watching the video, I learned a lot of things in regards to what patience requires and also what patience can uncover. And essentially the video was about time telling the truth, you know, and how not everything can be answered like that with the snap of a finger. It takes some things to marinate, you know. There's this thing called readiness, where in order to receive answers to certain things, we have to be ready. As human beings, we are not always ready to get the answers that we want. And I personally believe that anything that I am intended to find out, anything that I need to find out, I will find out in due time. It's just a matter of time. If I need to find out, I will find out, for better or for worse. So whether it's a question I pose to myself, a question I pose to other people, a question I pose to the universe, it will always be answered at the right time. That's what I personally believe. And if I don't have an answer, it just isn't the right time. So with this being said, this does not mean that I just sit around and meditate, waiting for answers. No, I'm out there making moves, taking action, and it may be in one particular field of life or another, but I'm still taking action while the answers to other questions are in that cycle of being answered, you know? So there's always a cycle. You put this one thing out, wait for it to come back. In the meantime, you're putting other questions out, working on other things. And then next thing you know it, this thing you put out a few years ago is being answered at the right time, at the right moment. The moment has to be right. So patience is indeed very necessary in regards to being open to receiving the right answers to the questions that we put out there. So life is definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. We have to pace ourselves. We have to know when to take pit stops and when to rest. And everything tends to work out in the cycle of life. So that's how I see it. Patience allows us to see many things. As time elapses, we're able to receive various indicators on how to navigate the different realms in our lives. You know, this includes business, relationships, dating, friendships, everything, you know, our emotional needs, physical, financial, mental. When we learn to embrace and love time and learn how to listen, it's then that we begin to understand how time tells us the truth. There's a saying that goes, time is a natural healer, you know. We're able to learn a lot in due time. We just have to be patient. Time tells us what we deserve. We have to respect it. We have to keep it on our side. You know, time cannot be taken for granted. And ultimately, and this is actually a quote of the week as well, when we're patient, humble, and attentive, we position ourselves to receive what is true for us at a time when it can have the greatest impact on our lives. So pay attention to that. I'll mention that again in the quotes of the week. So that's patience. Patience is very important. That's also time. Time tells the truth. Next, paying attention to details, and within this will also come tapping into resources. But just a few hours ago, actually earlier today, you know, just a few hours ago, I was checking out a live stream on Tai Lopez's YouTube channel. I received a notification earlier today on my phone that a video was uploaded, because I actually subscribe to mobile notifications for certain channels on YouTube. Channels of people who I trust, who I want to learn from, who are kind of like my virtual mentors. So like Tai Lopez, Lewis Howes, you know, Grant Cardone, I have to subscribe to. Gary Vaynerchuk, I have to subscribe to. TED Talk videos. Just anything insightful that can add value to my life, I have to subscribe to when it comes to mobile notifications. Alright? Because those come direct to my phone, and it's content that I can use to my advantage and that I can also share on my website, theloversambition.com, for other people to gain insight from, so that it can add value to other people's lives as well. So I received the notification. I saw it was a video entitled 5 Ways Personal Branding Can Increase Trust and Credibility. And I'm like, man, I definitely have to check this out. So a few hours later, I checked it out, and it was a live stream. I didn't even know it was going to be a live stream. So I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So I literally just plugged in my headphones, listened to it. I had no idea how long it would be. I was cooking, washing dishes, so I knew that I had an hour or two to kill. And why not invest my time while I'm doing something that I need to do, such as chores, such as preparing dinner, and learn at the same time. So I was listening to the live stream and learning a lot of information in regards to, you know, discovering your passion and marketing and branding. And a few hours later, towards the end of the live stream, Tai Lopez's team and himself, they always offer contests for people who are checking out the live stream, for people who are listening, and they ask questions about what was taught in the live stream, in the video, in the seminar, and whoever is the first or one of the first on each social media platform, Facebook, Snapchat, Periscope, to answer the question correctly, they usually win a prize. So it could be an Apple Watch, it could be an iPad mini, it could be a MacBook Pro, and today it just happened to be an iPad mini. So when they asked a question, and Andrew Kopp, who's actually from Staten Island, he helps the head Ty Lopez's marketing team over in California. He was running a seminar, and one of the questions that he asked was the name of the agency that he worked for when he dropped out of college. That was the first question. And then the second question was the first and last name of the person who hired him. So I remember distinctly, not the exact names, but I remember what was mentioned. And while I was watching the video, I like to research the people who I'm listening to. So I researched Andrew Kopp. I knew that he was from Staten Island. I checked out his Twitter. I checked out his LinkedIn. And literally, the answer was right in front of me on LinkedIn, I knew what to look for because I did listen while I was paying attention to the live stream. So I knew what the answer was, and it was right in front of me as well because I had his LinkedIn page open. So I literally just copied and pasted the name of the agency, which was Microfame Media, and then the name of the person who hired him, Michael Sheen, or Shine, I think it's Michael Sheen. And literally the answers to both of the questions were right in front of me. Copy and paste, put it on Facebook. Next thing you know, I win an iPad mini. So not only did I invest 2 hours educating myself and come away with an education being more insightful about branding and about business and about marketing, but I also won an iPad mini. That's not a bad return on investment at all. So the overarching lesson of this story is, one, paying attention to details. If you pay attention to details, it definitely helps to separate yourself from the competition. Whether you're in school, whether you're in business, whether you're working in a particular career, the more you can pay attention to details, the more you can separate yourself from the competition. Second lesson, tapping into resources. All right? So because of my ability to activate prior knowledge, do research, pay attention to details, and listen, I was also able to utilize my resources, utilize Twitter, utilize LinkedIn as a resource. And because of that, I was able to see exactly what I needed. So I was able to tap into the information. Sometimes it's not about how much we know, and this is another quote of the week. Sometimes it's not about how much we know, but rather it's where we need to go to get the right information. All right? It's not how much we know, but where we need to go to get the right information. We don't have to memorize everything, but if we can know, oh, I need to go here to get this when I need it, or I need to go here to get this when I need it, that's more important than knowing the information at times, And that's the difference between, a lot of executives and CEOs. Like a CEO doesn't remember everything, but they know where to go to get it when they need it. Oh, call the VP up, he knows this. Or, oh, I need to call this person. I need to tap into this person. They know exactly where to go when they need the information. All right? So these are all very important things that I learned this week. Most of them I learned within the last 2 days. So I just wanted to take time to share this with everyone. And, have this information out so that you can apply it to your everyday life. Knowledge is key, knowledge is power. It's just time to take action. So let's take action in applying and investing these steps, and the steps aimed towards helping us to achieve success in whatever area of life we're looking to achieve success. So let's get into the quotes of the week. Ty Lopez, the more information we have, the smarter decisions we can make. This is via Ty Lopez. He said he got that from Steve Jobs, because there was something pertaining to Steve Jobs where if you have more information, you're able to make smarter decisions, pretty much. So information, knowledge, education, the more we have, the smarter decisions we can make. The more information we have, the smarter decisions we can make. Second quote, humility allows us to seek the truth. This goes back to, time tells the truth, and patience. If we're able to leverage time, we have to be patient. And with patience comes humility. So humility allows us to seek the truth. Ty Lopez. Another one from Ty. This week is pretty much Ty Lopez week. Never lend more than you can afford to lose. I've been in Ty's archives, so literally I'm going back to all the videos he posted on his YouTube channel, and I'm looking at every single video and extracting everything that I can possibly extract and learn and know from what he knows and the people who have taught him and the people who surround him, because he's around extremely successful people. So why not tap into that? So never lend more than you can afford to lose. All right? Never lend more than you can afford to lose. And next one up, and I mentioned this earlier, when we're patient, humble, and attentive, we position ourselves to receive what is true for us at a time when it can have the greatest impact on our lives. So once again, when we're patient, humble, and attentive, we position ourselves to receive what is true for us at a time when it can have the greatest impact on our lives. So that's not from Ty Lopez. That's actually something I put together. And I like that one. I like it. I think it resonates. So let me know what you think about these quotes as well. Q&A is important. Feedback is important. So I want to start getting interactive. Leave comments. Leave feedback. Let me know what I should be talking about. Let me know what you want to hear. Just say what's up. I'd appreciate that. I would really appreciate that. And lastly, sometimes it's not about how much we know, but rather it's where we need to go to get the right information. All right? So sometimes it's not about how much we know, but rather it's where we need to go to get the right information. So as long as we know where we need to go to get the right information, we don't need to know everything, We don't need to know everything, even though it's important. Going back to the more information we have, the smarter decisions we make. But just having access and knowing where to go for the information is important. Alright? So we may not need to know like that, but knowing where to go is just as good as having the information. Alright? So let's be very resourceful and tap into everything we can possibly tap into. So these are pretty much the lessons for this week. 7 Days of Wisdom, episode 16, 2016, February 22nd, 2:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday. Sunday, still on the West Coast, 11:10 a.m. So I hope you enjoyed it this week. I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely learned a lot. We're 20 minutes in. I know these have been a little bit longer, but with that comes the value, the information, the insight, the knowledge, the education. So I hope you all enjoy it. See y'all next week, next Sunday/Monday. And once again, as always, let's have an impactful week. Let's change lives. And let's do it all for the betterment of humankind. Peace.